We're bringing it to you from Liverpool city centre, the beating, noisy heart of the Eurovision Song Contest this year. And I'm on the edge of the Eurovision village, and that's an open space right next to the River Mersey, where there's a big screen, there's concerts going on throughout the week, and of course when it comes to the competition, this will be where people can come and watch if they haven't got the hottest ticket in town, which is a seat in the arena itself. But it's not just about the outlandish costumes, the Euro pop and the camp and glitter this year. There's something bigger at stake, and that is obvious from just looking around at the crowds here. There are people carrying yellow and blue balloons. There are people draped in scarves and flags, carrying those colours, the colours of Ukraine, because it's Ukraine that's at the heart of this competition this year. Because last year they won it, were supposed to host, but because of the war, of course, they can't.
Take us back to Ukraine, February last year. What was life like for you both? What were you doing?
I'm working in Ukraine as financial director for 20 years, so we have very good life, very good flat in the center of big city.
Yeah, I was in school.
This is Svetlana and her daughter Alisa, who's 14. They're from Ukraine, the eastern part, and they fled to Merseyside because of the war. But since then, they've been in and out of houses and hotels, and even on the day we met them, they were having to move yet again. It's their story, but it's also the story of so many Ukrainians that have arrived here in the UK, but also have been forced to leave their homes.
So we wake up in the morning and lots of alarm, sirena, sirens, yes, and we don't understand what to do. Just looking in phone. So first word that I see, we are bombed. How it's in English? We are bombed. We shocked. We can't believe that it's in our country, our city, because of our city is very close to Russia. It's first at 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock. We have flat on the 10th floor. We see everything. It's lots of black smoke, or how it's called, lots of bombs. It's terrible. You just shocked, and what you try to do, just save the life.
Lisa, how were you feeling during all of this? You were at school at this time, weren't you?
I was totally disappointed. It was very scared. It was lots of fear. Don't know what to do. Yeah. Just fear.
She is studying very well. She has always highest level in marks.
Proud mama.
Yes. She is excellent student in usual school, in music school, excellent student. So first question when we pick up our things, first question from her will, Mom, what about school? She wants to go. It's bomb, but Alisa wants to go to school. It was funny, but not funny.
No, I know what you mean, but I imagine in that moment you don't know what you're sort of thinking, you don't know what to take, you don't know where you're going, but you eventually got to Warsaw in Poland. And how long did you stay there for?
We stayed for 3 months in this office, and one family who ordered visa before us in March. They give this visa to UK in March. They proposed to us, probably you can try to come to England, because in Poland it's not possible to stay. So we filled some forms in May. After 3 months we get visa. In June we came here.
I mean, I imagine in this time you're just trying to keep busy, you're trying to help people to keep yourself going. But Alisa, I know you've been playing piano, you said, since you were 5 years old. How important was music and playing the piano for you during that time? Was it something that made you feel happy, and you brought happiness to other people too?
Yes, music is all my life. I can't imagine without music. But as mom said, we are really helpful people. So we went lots of times to a refugee center, very big, and there was a piano, and they played a lot for refugees in Poland who stayed just to make them feel better, feel happier, to keep this time going easy, more easy than with music.
So what songs would you play? Were they sad songs, happy songs, Ukrainian songs?
Yes, it was Ukrainian songs or my classical, more happier ones because we need to support all of them and make them feel happier with happy songs.
And what did people say when they heard you playing in the refugee centres? Because you would have been, how old then?
I was 12 there,
You were
and
12.
people were surprised, but they were happy. Some kids were dancing, even in music. So it was pleasure for me to play for them.
And amazing to see amidst all the things that were happening, children dancing to music. How lovely.
And they said, can I make video and send to my son or husband who is on the war? Because men's still in Ukraine and go to protect our country, their soldiers. Yes, of course, you can make videos, so they make it. People very happy because Alisa playing. It's some times it's free head for a good mood.
Gave them some peace of mind. And probably some of the most important concerts you'll ever give, I imagine, in those situations. Talk us through what happened when you came to England.
We was very happy staying 8 months with sponsor. It was old man, but then he decided to stop sponsorship, and now for 2 months we staying in Travelodge Hotel from Chester Council. It's no good condition, but we try to find or another sponsor or another place to live, because I can't find the job because we haven't permanent address, and we haven't permanent address because I can't rent flat because I haven't job. It's yes, yeah. I can't. So if council will give us social house, I will have job. Or we try to we asking everybody about job, about or flat, because Alisa needs to go to school.
And how does that make you feel, not knowing what the future looks like, where you're going to live and your daughter will go to school?
We feel disappointed, but we just hope that everything will get better soon.
In hotel you can't live normal life, and we need to move every week, sometimes every day. They moved us, we're not staying in one hotel, we always change hotels.
So with all this going on, at the same time you're living near a city that has this enormous music festival.
Yeah.
Some people might think, you would think, Eurovision, what's that got to do with my life right now? But actually, how does it make you feel to see Ukraine and your stories and your playing, Alisa, so much part of what's happening? How does it feel to see Ukrainian colours and Ukrainian flags and people saying, no, Slava Ukraina as they're walking around? How does that make you feel?
We are very happy. We feel like in our home, because it's lots of people who support in Ukraine. We are very thankful to all these people, and I like when all this happens, people get to know more about Ukrainian tradition, food, and some songs. It's very, very pleasure to us. And as Great Britain singer said, that Eurovision is Ukrainian party, but in Liverpool house.
Yeah, I like this words too. I never been to Liverpool before. and I like the city very much because it's very similar to Kharkov when we lived before.
In what way?
Because it's a student city. We saw all lots of university and students' house, hotel, students' hotel. It's like Kharkov, the same. Kharkov is student city too, and I like red color everywhere. I bought this.
I see you've got a shopping bag there. Can you show us what you've got inside?
Yes, it
so
is.
Have you just bought this today?
I dream about my home. When I will be home, it will be first things that I put. Home sweet home.
So
it's
this
our
is.
devise.
I'll just describe it. So it's a red sign with a Liverpool Football Club logo on it. So I'm sure Jurgen Klopp will be happy. And home sweet home. Why is it important for you to have a message like that you can?
It's message before we come here. Home sweet home. It's very. We are very home people. So lost our home, not house, home. Welcome guests.
So for you, home, it's full of comfort, family, and music.
Yes.
And you feel this week Liverpool's a bit like that.
Yes, when I come to Liverpool, I feel very good. Not seen on cold weather. It's not make me bad mood. I like very much rain. And yesterday it was very sunny day. Yeah. We make lots of picture. Alisa was playing, so we like home Liverpool.
We've just popped inside because I'd like to introduce you to someone who actually I met in Liverpool when Eurovision was announced as the host city a couple of months ago. And oh, there she is. Hi, Anna. Hi, good to see you. How are you doing?
You, Katerina. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, very well. And why we're speaking with Anna is because although there are lots of individual families like Svetlana's and Elisa's, Anna's been helping hundreds of Ukrainians who've come here over the past year in your role at the Big Help Project.
Yeah, that's right. I work in a big charity organization, Big Help Project, and my job is called Ukrainian Engagement Officer. And what I'm doing is uniting all Ukrainians and trying to support everyone as much as I can.
How many Ukrainians are you helping in Liverpool? How many do you think have come over since the war to Liverpool?
We don't know exact number, but we, with the help of Big Help Project, we were arranging 2 big events, which was Christmas, Ukrainian Christmas, 7th of January, and Ukrainian Easter, 16th of April. So it was around 650 people at one event, yeah. So it's quite big community right now.
And you've lived here for 7 years,
Yeah.
haven't you? What brought you to Liverpool in the first place?
Well, I met a man, and then I fell in love, and then after 3 months I was already married, and then I had to move. Yeah, live all my life like very quickly, and then move here because of love.
The age-old story of
Yeah,
love.
to be honest, it's a really nice story to say for our kids. Now we have a kid, so.
And last year you were living here and you heard about war breaking out, obviously, at home. Talk us through that day. What did you wake up to when you heard that war had broken out?
I had all messages, all emails before 23rd, and then I'm waking up 24th early in the morning. For some reason I couldn't sleep longer, and I could see like so many missed calls from my family starting from 4 o'clock in the morning, so I could understand that something happened already. I was not sure what happened, but then meanwhile while I'm trying to, it's like a few seconds, I'm trying already to call them, and then I can see from other sources messages coming, war, fighting, shooting, so I'm calling them, so I understand that something is going on.
You must have felt absolutely sick.
Yeah, to be honest, I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, I was very unwell, and I was saying to my husband, you have to take care of a baby, but I couldn't do it myself, my hands were shaking.
And are they here in Liverpool with you now?
Yes, now they're finally in a safe place, and I'm really happy that they're here in a safe place with me. We still have quite bad situation in Ukraine. There is still, in this very moment, a quite bad situation, very big shooting, especially for 9th of May. It's like a victory day for Russia. That's why they wanted to remind us, Ukrainians, that it's not a victory for us. And but people had to continue live somehow. because of Eurovision, it might be not a proper time to celebrate because we have war, but we have to live to support Ukraine. We have to be strong.
How does it feel to be walking around Liverpool, the city that's now your home and your family's home, and seeing Ukrainian flags, hearing Ukrainian songs? It's incredible. Everywhere is the colour of the Ukrainian flag. It's all blue and yellow, isn't it?
It's unbelievable, and we so much appreciate this. I can tell you that, especially for my relatives, on like example of my family who had to move, flee because of the war, I can see that it means a lot. Every single flag is noticed. We cannot pass without making a picture like, wow, do you see, there is one more Ukrainian flag, another Ukrainian flag. It means that people supporting, people are with us, and
that you're not forgotten even a year on.
Yes. We, to be honest, we were afraid that people might, because it's fun to dance, to sing, but we were afraid that we might be forgotten. We're not. It's absolutely wonderful to see everywhere. We see blue and yellow colors. It's like empowering us so much. Yeah, we do appreciate this, and I can tell that we will never forget this. Hopefully war will finish, but we will never forget what this Liverpool and UK is doing for Ukraine and for our people.
And I know that music is such, because we have met before, haven't we?
Yeah.
And when we met before, what was it, maybe 6 months ago, you told me that music is such a part of Ukrainian culture.
Yeah, in Ukraine we, in different kind of situation, in good and or bad, we always singing to express our emotions, and music is the best way of expressing our thoughts, our emotions. And music is empowering, and together we unite, and we can deliver all kind of messages to the world with music and songs.
And I'm hoping you've got a ticket for one of the Eurovision concerts, do you?
Yes,
Oh,
I was
brilliant.
lucky to get one, and I'm going tomorrow with my nephew. He's also Ukrainian refugee, and I said him, so we have to get distracted a little bit from bad news from Ukraine, so we have to go there to support Ukraine. There will be a lot of Ukrainian singers, which is great, and they speak Ukrainian and English, and this is like, we cannot go to Ukraine, but part of Ukraine came here. It's like big hello from Ukraine. It's unbelievable. Yeah, we're going tomorrow, and I'm sure I will remember this forever.
So we're going to have to go into this shop. There's an enormous queue, and I'm going to feel really bad, but because I've got a microphone, I can skip. Excuse me, hello. It's all in the name of news. Oh my goodness, just look at it. It's wall-to-wall Eurovision merch. We've got sweatshirts emblazoned with blue and yellow and the Eurovision heart sign, and there is what looks like a replica of the Eurovision trophy. Excuse me, how much is it to buy the Eurovision?
£250.
£250, and have people been buying them?
Yeah, they've been selling quite good.
So people have been spending £250 on a replica trophy of the Eurovision trophy. Oh my goodness.
They're handmade crystal glass, I think, and they're all individual, so
Everyone can be a champion.
pretty much, yeah.
So as you've just heard from Anna, this is a song contest that means an awful lot to Ukrainians living in the city. And we're going to get a bit of a backstage glimpse of actually what is happening inside the Eurovision arena with Steve Holden, who is the host of the official Eurovision podcast. Steve, you must be exhausted.
I am a little bit. I mean, it's 17-hour days in that arena, or it feels like 17-hour days, but it is such a wonderfully well-oiled, glamorous machine. I've just come from one of the rehearsals for semi-final 2, and seeing the production and everyone involved, the scale is so epic, from production crew to the people who run the lights to sound check to the artists to the delegations themselves. Everything has its place and its purpose, and it is just as wild and incredible as you could imagine Eurovision would be.
And what is the atmosphere like amongst the delegates and the people who've travelled to take part in this competition? There must be so many nerves, but is there also a bit of a sense of just excitement that they're all here and all together?
So basically, there's an area called the Delegation bubble. We affectionately call it the Del Bub, right? And it's where all the dressing rooms are, and there's a big hairstyling area as well. And it's where everybody comes together. Think about this. This is 37 countries from across the world, and they have spent months and months perfecting their performance, finalising their song. There are so many details to think about. So when they come together, other countries are who they gravitate towards because they're in the same position. So you get these really unique friendships between countries and artists who are totally different genres but would probably never meet apart from under the Eurovision arena.
Obviously, we're in Liverpool, the home of so many amazing musicians. What's it been like to be part of this enormous contest in a city with such an incredible heritage?
Music runs through this city, and you see it in the show. I mean, for example, in the grand final, there's this segment called the Liverpool Songbook, and it's returning Eurovision artists singing famous Liverpudlian musicians' tracks. Wow. We don't know them yet, but we can probably imagine what they might be. But some of the artists have been down at the Cavern Club, which is where the Beatles started. Azerbaijan, who sadly didn't go through semi-final one, their costumes were Beatles inspired. Everybody, all the artists from around the world know Liverpool for its music, and it's basically blending what Eurovision is with what Liverpool already had to offer to create something even more extravagant. So yeah, it's the Liverpudlian music scene is running through this contest.
This year it's very much a focus on Ukraine. How is that reflected on what we're seeing inside the arena?
So the whole show is, as you'd imagine, it's a UK production with flavours of Ukraine running all the way through. We saw this in semi-final one in the interval act, which was Rebecca Ferguson from Liverpool doing a duet with a Ukrainian singer who had to flee the war and leave her country. And that was shown in the projections on the LED. It was a really goosebump-inducing moment where we saw the flags from all across the world come together to create this yellow and blue heart. Every single interval act has a splash of Ukraine. There's Ukrainian production crew smattered here and there. Every part of production has a Ukrainian flavour to really make it feel like a co-production, which it is, between the host broadcaster and Ukraine's public broadcaster.
So I guess on Saturday night, come the final, there'll be obviously a lot of glitter, the glitz, the glam, the camp that we expect with Eurovision, but also I imagine quite a few tears as well amongst the crew, the people who've worked on it. We're hearing Ukrainian music, seeing these motifs throughout.
I completely believe that. I think the amount of work that people have dedicated to this, the emotion's going to come out once the finalist is crowned on the Sunday. I should say as well, one of the hosts is Ukrainian, Julius Arnon as well, alongside Hannah Waddingham and Alisa Dixon. So the Ukrainian is front, centre and behind. You don't need for me to G up Eurovision. It's the most wonderful atmosphere backstage. For anyone who thinks it's this one night of the year, just come and experience the 2 weeks beforehand where everyone gets to know each other. And I always say it's the best concert in the world. Where else would you see all the different genres on one stage with amazing vocals, amazing visuals? It's like 3 hours of like the most perfect fun and quality music. I love it, but you knew that.
Well, Steve, thank you so much for speaking with us, and good luck with the rest of the week. It's going to be a cracker of a final on Saturday.
It's going to be amazing.
I don't think it's overstating it to say that Liverpool feels like a really special place right now. There's just an energy that you can feel in the city. It's an energy that's driven by the music, but it's also by the people that have come here in full dress. They look fabulous, they're sounding fabulous, and they're here just to have a really good time. But underscoring all that is this message about Ukraine. And like Alisa has told us, this feels like a place and people who right now are united by music.
How do you feel playing in these places and being part of Eurovision?
Yeah, I feel really proud, and I'm very happy that I can be here to play here for people. And I know Beatles from I was in my childhood. I knew their the most famous song, and they were my favorite, like Let It Be or Yesterday. So I listened Beatles from my childhood.
We are in the centre of Liverpool, in Liverpool 1, and there is, I know, a piano because I passed it on the way here. Alisa, would you play us a little something?
Yes, of course I will.
Oh, great, fantastic. Well, should we head over now? Have you got your Home Sweet Home sign? So we've just found this piano outside one of the shops. It's covered in bright colours. It's a little sort of stand-up, and Alisa's just getting herself comfy at the piano stool. And what are you going to play us today?
I want to play for you national Ukrainian anthem.
Wonderful. Well, I can't wait to hear you play. You've been listening to the Sky News Daily with me, Katerina Vittozzi, here in Liverpool city centre. This episode was produced by Emma Ray Woodhouse, and the editors are Philly Beaumont and Paul Stanworth.